finally, the Browns are using a player, and this player has really come on, and it's helping save their season. If you're new to the channel, we love talking about the Browns because they get ignored by the national media. We're Detroit Lions fans, but we love talking about the Browns because they just get ignored. And this, like what I'm about to tell you, will never be covered by the national media, but it's very important. So the guy I'm talking about is David Njoku, the guy that is just looks like an absolute beast. I've always been a fan from him from afar. And from afar, it's like, man, he's a stud, right? It's like, well, he's no. And we'll get into his stats in a second. And you'll see these last two games have been incredible. It's really been everything that you could ask for as a Browns fan, but really post game in the locker room, this is what's even more important. Stefanski said he's one of the best teammates I've ever been around, and the growth that he's made both as a person and a player. He's got the mentality where he fights for everything. He's a great leader for our football team. Proud of him. And it hasn't been easy for Njoku. He was remember he was drafted at 20, couple seasons here. Okay, starting to catch his groove a little bit. Then in 19 and then 20 was COVID. But in 19, remember he's battling with Freddie Kitchen. He was a healthy scratch at the end of the season. He most likely would have asked out had Kitchens not been fired. It's been up and down, and you've just seen this guy grow over the years. But it's crazy. So he weathered the storm. But ultimately, he did ask to be traded before the 2020 season when the Browns signed two-time Pro Bowl free agent Austin Hooper and drafted Harrison Bryant in the 4th round. Believing the writing was on the wall, and Njoku sought greener pastures, but they denied his request. Andrew Berry was the first in here as vice president and said, no, we can't do this. So he believes in him. Now look at him. So here's the thing about Njoku that's just crazy is I was just talking about it. If you look at his yearly stats, he comes in 2017, his rookie year, catches 32 balls, 4 touchdowns, perfect. Then the second year, 56 balls he catches, 4 touchdowns again. So you're like, let's go. And then in 2019, he only catches 5 balls. And Freddie Kitchens wants to kill him. They're fighting. The Browns, it's like, what are we doing? 2020's COVID, a bad season there. And then 21, 22, better. And then this year so far, he's caught 69 balls, 5 touchdowns. But what's most impressive is these last 2 games when you had to have him. Remember, the Browns have injuries left and right. And so who's left? Like of the core, we can make something happen with you. Well, Njoku's one of them, right? The rest are like backups, fighting, scratch. I did a video about how this team is deep. Not only are they deep, but they find guys to add to the practice squad and then ultimately get called up to the main roster that are just like good. And and they've been able to just stay in this race in the AFC. It's been pretty incredible. But Njoku, look at the Browns last 4 games against the Broncos, the Rams, Jags, and Bears. And against the Jags and Bears, both at home, down to the wire, like we gotta have it. We have to have these games to stay pace in the AFC, especially in the North. You can't take any game for granted. And he's gone for 6 catches, 91 yards against the Jaguars, 2 TDs. Against the Bears, 10 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. One of those plays in the biggest play of the game, 3rd and 15 around midfield, is able to catch the ball, take it up, eluded defender. I mean, all the stuff that you're like, dude, Njoku, you look like a beast. And I mentioned this in a previous video. As a Lions fan that doesn't watch every game, it's like he should be a top 5 tight end. That's kind of what everyone's thought from the beginning, but it's not that easy. There's ups, downs, all these things, but it's like we need a guy. If you're a Browns fan, we need somebody, especially offensively. You got Flacco in there. You don't know what you're going to get with him. I don't know. So it's like somebody step up, and you've got a tight end that is now, he's only 27. He's been in the league what feels like forever. He's been in the league 7-8 years. He's only 27 years old. He's really catching his groove. He feels good here. He's comfortable. He's been a Brown for life. If you're a Browns fan, he has to be one of your favorite players at this point. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. And if he is, he has to be. He's been here forever and making plays. So Njoku's a guy that everybody talks about kind of everything else. It's easy to talk about the new quarterback. It's easy to talk about the 3rd string safety. I did a video on him. He's just like, he got the interception last week on the Hail Mary. there's a million of those stories, but what about this guy that's been here forever, David Njoku? I just love it because remember, I was looking up where he came from. So he goes to Miami, just a stud, man. Have I said that yet? I just I don't know if the hair, the what it's all there, man. Just 6'5", 260, 246, just like Calvin Johnson at a tight end position. And he gets picked up in the first round. It's like, dude, this dude's gonna revolutionize the tight end game. And it's like, never really got it because he was on the right path, but then 2019 and 2020 just was terrible. But then it was able to get it back going. And I love this dude. I've always been rooting for him from afar, but to see him actually making plays is great. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Again, maybe I'm way off on this. Maybe you guys hate him. And it's like, no, he should have been better all these years, or we needed him before this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.